What's good, y'all? As you already could tell from the title, man, I got some gameplay and some tips and kind of point out some things in this gameplay to kind of help y'all out playing guard in the rec, especially when you're playing with randoms and some AIs. Real quick, I want to show you guys the build that I'm using in this video, in this gameplay. It is my 6'1" 3-point shot creator, but keep in mind, I've already progressed so much on this build since the time that I recorded this video, this gameplay. So the only difference really is that my mid-range, as you can see, it's at 78 right now, but at the time that I played this game, it was at like 56 or something like that. So that's the only difference when it comes to my stats. As far as my badges, I didn't even have all of my badges during this game, but I set it up to what I remember, the badges that I had at the time. As y'all can see from my finishing, I have all these bronze badges that I don't really even need, but that's the only thing I could afford right now, or the only thing I can put it on, because I didn't put anything. As y'all saw from my stats, I didn't put my finishing up at all just yet. So that's my finishing, which doesn't really matter because, you know, the only time I'm ever gonna try to finish the ball is when I'm completely wide open with this build. Next, this is my shooting that I had at the time. As y'all can see, I don't even have Agent 3 yet, but obviously I have 8 badge points available, but I'm showing you what I had during this gameplay. Okay, this is what I had for my playmaking, and then this is what I had only for my defense at the time. Okay, just keep that in mind. I don't want to hold y'all any longer also because the gameplay is already long, but do stick around to the end if you are looking for a 6'1" point guard build to run rec or pro-am, and if you're interested in making this build, I will show you at the end how to make this build. But like I said, I don't want to hold y'all any longer, so let's get straight into it. Alright, y'all, as y'all can see, man, I'm playing with 4 other randoms. 3 of them actually end up quitting. The guy on the very far left, it's Rasta Jr. is the only one that ends up staying with me throughout the whole game. And we're playing against actually a full team. And I actually know one of the guys on this team. His name is Fiend for Greens, the guy with the red hair, red shoes. He's actually a decent player. I played with him before. He's on my friends list. So I really don't like our chances. Alright, y'all, so we start with a tip-off right here. We actually win this tip-off. And so off-rip, y'all are going to see their defense is a 2-3 zone. Okay, so if you ever played against a 2-3 zone defense with randoms and AIs, it's tough to break. If you have a full team, it's easy, but with randoms and AIs, most of the time they don't know what to do. Okay, so I already don't like our chances. Also, I don't want to cut too much stuff out. Probably mostly like long dead balls or free throws or a few possessions not really worth watching. But like I said, I don't want to cut too much stuff out. I want to show you guys with some raw gameplay that I'm not the best guard. I'm going to miss you know, the open man or the open cut. I'm gonna make mistakes, but I just want to show you guys raw gameplay. So some of the tips that I'm showing you is gonna be exercised a lot in this game. So let's get these tips out to you guys. My first tip is very simple, man. Move the ball, pass the ball around. You're playing with 4 randoms you've never played with before. You know, you guys have no chemistry. You don't know what the others can do. So move the ball around, get everybody touches. You know, nobody wants to see you score 40 points. Especially when it comes to a party, because I see this a lot. When you go in there with 1 other person or 2 other people and all y'all do is pass it to each other. Like, come on, bro. No one wants to see that. Which kind of leads me into my next point. Don't try to do too much. I see this so often. People always try to force shit. Like, that's the whole reason why 2K created the 3 energy bar system thing. So people would pass the ball. You might get away with like over dribbling in 3v3 or 2v2s, but not in 5v5. There's too much like help defense. You know, I get it, you want to score, but you're killing everyone's motivation to play defense. Like, I'm not gonna play D and get a stop just to sit corner or wing and just watch you try to score every possession, take every single shot. You know, pass the ball, don't try to do too much. There's 4 other people in your team. My next tip is kind of for everybody, but mostly for my guards. Keep your head up. Constantly look for the open man. Look for the mismatches. Look for the open cuts. What kind of defense attention are you attracting when you drive or when you dribble to the left or to the right? If that person is going to be open, you know, so keep looking for the open man. If you ever played organized basketball, coaches and trainers will always tell you to keep your head up while you dribble because you don't want to have tunnel vision. This next tip is kind of contradictory to what I've been saying, but look for your shots too. I know I've been talking about passing the ball, but you have to look for your shots too. You're kind of multitasking, looking for an open man while also looking for your shot. You don't want to play too passive. You play too passive, you're going to miss opportunities. And when you're playing with randoms and AI, every opportunity counts. Which leads me to my next tip. Take what the defense gives you. I said you don't want to play too passive. So if the defense is leaving you wide open, if the big man doesn't help off the screen, bro, take the shot. You know, if you see someone always over helping and your corner or the wing is always open, keep passing that person the ball. You know, punish the bad defense, and trust me, make them adjust, and then your other areas of your offense is going to start to open up. This next tip is kind of for everybody. Space the floor. I have played enough games with randoms that I realize a lot of y'all hate corners. So many times I see two people sitting at the wing or the hash, and I'm just like, what are y'all doing? That's easily guardable by one person. So somebody should always be at the corners. A couple side notes with this though. If you're sitting at the wing or the hash, learn where to sit at when you're there. Okay, if you're sitting too high, it's easier for the defense to pinch the guard and still have time to recover back to you. If you're sitting too low, then the corner defense can guard both. You can guard the corner and the wing. So sit at the hash if you can. If you shoot that far, that's great. But if not, then sit between the hash and the 3-point line, somewhere in that general area. Okay. Second side note, know when to move and when to stay still. Okay, because I always see this. I always see someone with ADD and they always have to constantly move. Like, bro, sit your ass still, man. You don't need to be moving and cutting every single time. You know what I'm saying? So I always see them moving and then they end up clogging somebody, or like two people cut at the same time, and if the guard dumps it off to one of y'all, there's two people down there ready to contest your shit. So learn when to move and learn when to stay still. Okay, side note, with that side note with that side tip, with AIs 95% of the time you have to keep moving because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay, so but be careful with your stamina with moving, because you got to learn when to burst and sprint to get open, because you don't want to hold your trigger the whole time. And my third side note with this is more specifically for my inside bigs. Stop hovering around the rim. Stop hovering around the paint. Stop hovering around the post. You're not doing anything for the team. I'm not going to dump it off to you and watch you try to score every single possession in the post. So set some screens, set some on-ball screens, set some off-ball screens. Just stop hovering down there. So, because if somebody cuts or drives and their big's already down there with you, it's easier for their big to contest every single drive. I get it, you have glassitis, but stop hovering down there. You are not helping anybody. You're not helping the team at all. Which leads me to my next tip. Know your role. If you're a big, play as a big. Stop trying to handle the ball or make some plays. If you're a guard, stop trying to do big man shit. I've seen so many guards that don't know what to do if they don't have the ball in their hands. Like, they'll pass it to you and then come set you a screen. If you don't get your little ass out of here, like, bro, go sit in the corner or sit in the wing. Like, I don't need you setting me a screen. Let the big mans do that. And some people need to realize, man, that you're not going to touch the ball every single possession. You don't need to be involved every single time. So know your role. You know, if your build could shoot, go spot up, move around and try to get open for a shot. If your build is more of a finishing, look for the cuts. Know when to cut. Just know your role. This next tip is more towards when you're playing with AIs. Use the AI. I know a lot of us are reluctant to pass it to them because they do dumb shit, but treat it like a career mode. You know, call for the screens, call for the cuts. You know, sometimes you do have to pass it to them. My advice, use them for a give and go. You know, pass it to them and then try to get open and then request for it back. Or if you can't get a shot off, my advice is try to get the AI in a good position to get a good shot off. So if you see one open in the corner or down low, those are high percentage shots, so use them if you have to. That's also why I run Dimer, just to help the AIs with their scoring. Now, a side note with this tip, be careful when you're requesting for the ball. I see so many people just spamming the pass button when an AI gets it. You know, if they have a wide open dunk or layup, let them take it, because I've seen so many times that AI goes up for a shot or a layup or a dunk and someone's just spamming the pass button and the AI does some crazy bailout and it ends up being either like a turnover or like a missed possession. So let them take it, especially if they're wide open for like a dunk or a layup. This next tip is learn to adjust. As you can see, 3 of our players already quit. I don't know why we weren't doing that bad, but this is the quarter I also scored. I think I scored the most points because I had to adjust. And you're going to see me adjust throughout the whole game. They're going to start to double team. My boy Fiend for Greens eventually just sticks on me, not giving me any room. But you're going to see me adjust. I'm not going to force anything. I'm taking what the defense gives me, using the AIs when I need to. So learn to adjust, because there's going to be a lot of times where the same thing is not going to work over and over. This next tip some people might not want to hear, but get better. Plain and simple. Learn the mechanics of the game. Find the best build, figure out the best jump shot and sigs and animations, what people are using. Go try them out yourself and see if you like them, and go practice. Practice your timings, practice your combos, practice your pull-ups and your fades. You see me fade a few times in this game. Just add more to your arsenal and get better. Now my next tip is, it is what it is. Now what I mean by that, because I know 2K's matchmaking is terrible sometimes. You get paired up with trash players, or they start to quit and you have AIs. Against a decent team that knows how to cheese the AI, you're probably gonna lose. Okay, that's not always the case, but you have a higher chance of losing. So either play through it and take the L, or quit out. Either way, it is what it is. Which leads me to my last tip, and then after that I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Don't get discouraged / have fun. I see so many people quit or stop playing mid game because they're 0 for 8 in shooting, or they just had 3 turnovers in a row, or the person they're matched up against has 30 points on their head. What everybody has to understand is that everybody makes mistakes. It's basketball. It's a game full of mistakes. It's about trying to limit those mistakes. So try not to get discouraged and have fun, which is the other half of this tip. And I get it, sometimes it's hard to have fun because the game do be hoeing and nobody likes to lose and it's frustrating. I get it, but you have to remember, at the end of the day, it's a video game. You are meant to have fun, so do your best to have fun and not let it affect you. Alright y'all, so that's the last of my tips. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of the gameplay. See if me and Rasta Jr. can pull out this game. As y'all can see, we're keeping up with the score, but it's only second quarter, so there's still a lot more game to play. So enjoy the rest of the gameplay and I'll see you guys towards the end of it. As y'all can see, man, the game is pretty much over. They actually might have still had a chance if he hit that one, but big shout out to my boy Rasta Jr., man. He hit some big shots this game. Honestly surprised that we pulled this off. Normally this type of game and situation is a lost cause, but we did it, you know what I'm saying? They didn't believe in us, but God did. Y'all are gonna see my stats towards the end. Obviously I made some mistakes, but I played well. You know, I played, at least I like to think I played well. You know, there was probably a lot of situations I could have made better decisions, but it is what it is, and we pulled it off. GG's to the other team, man. GG's to my homie Fiend for Greens, man. I might have to, you know, show them this video because they obviously need to get better. If y'all made it this far, man, I appreciate y'all. I did say I was going to show you guys how to make this build, so let's get started. Position, you want to go point guard, choose your hand, choose your jersey number. Height, you want to go 6'1", weight 170 pounds, 6'7" wingspan, and then I chose compact for my body shape. I already have the stats pulled up right here. Go ahead and copy them, pause the video if you need to, but your badge spread should be 17, 24, 25, and 22. I do have 5 extra badges from the story mode and from season 1, and I put all of them all on playmaking, so I actually have 30 playmaking badges on this build. These are the 2 takeovers that I'm rocking right now. Go ahead and choose the takeovers that best fits with your playstyle. These are the 3 shades of comparisons, and the name should come out as 3-point shot creator, and that's how you make this build. Hopefully y'all learned something today. Hopefully the tips and information I've shared with y'all helps, improves you as a player, and improves your chances of winning at the rec. Anyways, man, I thank y'all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed your time here. You already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a future video. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.